Derek Fisher was recently in the news. The basketball player.
For?
He lost a court case against his ex-wife, where between spousal support and child support, he now has to pay $109,000 a month, $1.3 million a year.
Damn.
They have like 4 kids together.
Okay.
But $1.3 million a year, goddamn.
Well, how much does he make?
He makes a good amount.
It's all relative.
It's all relative.
Sounds like a lot to me, but 1.3 million, that might not, that's high, but for someone like him, if you're making however much a year, 15 million a year, that ain't shit.
It's still shit, but
That ain't shit, really. Like, come on.
The first number that comes up is 3.4 million.
That's how much
That's in
he's
2012.
worth, or how much he makes.
Salary. His salary was 3.4 million in 2012.
Is he still coaching anywhere? Because the Knicks fired him. Where's he at now?
I'm not sure. I don't know. So, but he was making 3.4 million in 2012. So let's just say you adjust that for inflation, maybe 3.6. You're talking about a good third of his income.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
A third.
Oh no.
Now, when it comes to children, ultimately, your children have to maintain the same type of lifestyle with you that they should have with your ex-wife. They can't come to a mansion when they visit you and then go to the projects when they go back to their
And
mom.
neither should she. If she was living with you all this time, that's why they do shit like this.
So you believe in alimony?
To a degree. I don't believe that you should have to go to the courts to do that. I believe it should be some shit that y'all do honorably amongst yourselves.
Yeah, but the reality when it comes to relationships, and this is not always the case, but in a lot of times, when things are over or done, there's a grab that happens for the resources.
Doesn't have to be that way. It's just the frame of reference that you have is that once y'all break up, y'all not supposed to get along, and y'all supposed to be fighting over who's and what's what, and then motherfuckers, there's a lot of greediness in it. Like motherfuckers don't want to admit, yo, he helped me or she helped me get to where I'm at or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So we've been, just split the shit up however the fuck. Like, I'm trying to hold on to, what the fuck you want half of a curling iron, nigga? You're bald. You just being an asshole, nigga. Give her a fucking curling iron. You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers just want to get on some vindictive shit. It don't have to be that way. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, when you had your son, your son's mother and you were never married?
Nope.
Okay. So after that situation, did she ever take you to court?
Later on, but not right away.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Why later on?
Just birds chirping in her ear. You know what I mean? Hey, you should take that nigga to court. You know what I mean? But my son was 13 years old by that time.
Oh, really?
Hell
so
yeah.
for 13 years, y'all just worked
good
it out.
money.
Okay.
It was good money. Might have broke up when he was like 6. You know what I mean?
Okay.
6 to 13. When I got it, you got it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's like, we don't have to go all of that route. You know what I mean?
Okay. But at 13, she took you to court.
Yeah.
And what happened?
I mean, she had me on it for a second, but I'm not going to get all deep into it, but that didn't last very long.
Okay.
And I'm not on it, now.
How old is your son now?
23, 24.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because you sometimes see these situations get really bad. Like, for example, you look at the 50 Cent situation, and him and his baby mother are just horrible to each other publicly. Horrible. And he really, like, it goes both ways. It's really kind of painful to watch, because it's like, oh, I really feel sorry. She only got a year left on child support. My son's 17. I'm really wondering what she's going to do after. The reality is, And I remember I was around 50 Cent this one time. I was at G Unit, and Floyd had just gone through some shit, and he was on the phone with Floyd, and you know, he had mentioned that his baby mother had never worked. Because, you know, at the time he got her pregnant, you know, he was kind of broke or whatever, but then shortly after that, things took off. So you have a situation with a woman who is basing her entire lifestyle off of child support, when technically none of that child support is supposed to be used to maintain the woman's lifestyle. If they were never married, child support is supposed to go strictly to the child. But
of course,
she is, if you never work for 18 years and you haven't built up a skill set, because you're completely depending on this rich man's child support, what the fuck are you gonna do? You still have many years to live.
figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do believe that if you set her up to the point where she never had to work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You spoiled her like that. Well, then you set that precedent. You understand? So now when y'all break up and y'all got kids and all of that, like, you can't just, like I said, she can't go from the mansion to the projects like that. Like, you still got to piece her off. You still got to keep her in some sort of position that she's used to living in. You know what I mean? Some sort of way that she's accustomed to living. You know what I mean?
I mean, what happened with your son's mother after the child support stopped? Was she like working the whole time, or?
First of all, it ain't.
You didn't have to.
It ain't getting nothing crazy from me. That shit was not changing her life whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah, so she was already doing whatever the hell she was doing. I was just trying to get extras, I guess. You know what I mean? You know, you want to be able to provide and all of that for your woman and all of that. You know what I mean? When things go south, like I said, maybe, yeah, there definitely needs to be some sort of, for a little while. You know what I mean?
Right. You know, because there's the whole thing with Future and Sierra, where I guess for a while, Sierra had full custody of baby Future. And then it went to court recently, and Future actually got shared custody. Right. Which is the way it should be.
Yeah.
Unless this man is proven to be dangerous to your child. Like, okay, you know, he's smoking crack around my kid. You know, like his house is getting shot up every time. Like my kid's coming back bruised and fucked up and whatever else.
Goes into alcoholic rages and just starts beating people.
Right, exactly. A man should have joint custody.
Well, a family should be together, first.
Family should be together.
That's what the should be. You know what I mean? All of this Band-Aid shit afterwards is after the fact. What should be is that the man and woman should be together, that child, you know what I mean?
Right.
Family unit.
Right.
And if we want to take it even deeper, according to nature, it's not even just a man and one woman. Oh shit, what did he just say?
Man and multiple women.
That he can take care of.
That he can take care of. Well, in Muslim society, that's exactly how it should be. Well, not how it should be, but how it is. In fact, in Muslim society, and I've had conversations with Muslims about this, a man with money and means is required to have multiple wives. It's actually frowned upon if a wealthy man has just one wife. It's considered selfish that you have all this means and you're deciding just you and this one woman are keeping it all to yourself.
First of all, it's selfish here in America, especially for the black woman, to feel that monogamy is the way to go. Like with all the black men that's getting killed and put in jail and all kind of shit, right? Our numbers is already lopsided. Like there's more women than there are men. Now, if you want for your sister like you want for yourself, if we was to pair off every man with every woman, every black man with every black woman, there'd be so many women that have no man. What they supposed to do? But your selfish ass want to keep this man just to yourself. Because he's mine, me, because somebody put that into your head.
Right.
Although not just in Muslim society, in traditional African society, having more than one wife is something that is traditional, no big deal. Like, you know what I mean? Like you said, for some people, it's expected.
Yeah.
Okay? So, if anything, monogamy is a selfish concept, especially for our sisters here in North America. The way the black man is becoming almost extinct, or they'd like him to be extinct. We're never going to be extinct, but what they have to offer, and then let's just say all the men that are out here now, forget the ones that have been killed or in jail, the ratio of alpha males that is out here now is even lower. They're trying to give you beta males. And let me ask you something. In nature, right? The head of the pride, like in a lion's pride, he gets all the women, right? Right? Yep. He gets to fuck all the lionesses. Why? Not because he's a player, because his DNA and his genetics are the strongest. And in order to make that species be able to survive and thrive, the strongest DNA has to be reproduced.
Right. Or you'll have a bunch of lame lions.
That can't hunt, that fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they get killed off by the hyenas, et cetera, et cetera.
And so it's the same concept. You get rid of the strong, dominant alpha males within our culture, and now what you're producing is a weaker man, basically. Is a weaker species.
Right.
Something that's more easily to control. This is how animals get domesticated and all this type of shit.
Right.
Okay? It's the same fucking concept.
Right, because I remember a friend of mine, QD3, we were talking, he was really into raising pit bulls, right? Like he at one point,
pits too.
Right, like he actually got so obsessive with breeding pits that he stopped producing for Tupac, so he could just focus on his pits. Yeah. Like that's how heavy he got into it. And we were talking one day about dog fighting, right? And he said that back in the day, when they started fighting pits, the pits that would turn around and attack the masters, their owners,
you gotta kill them.
They would kill them on the spot, and they literally killed that trait out of the breed. That's why when you just don't see pits turning against their owners anymore, because they literally would just shoot them right there and then boom, okay. we don't want that. So you could actually do that. You could actually kill off certain characteristics.
Normal pit bulls are more dog aggressive because, like you said, they might have killed out the human aggressiveness out of them. So now they're more dog aggressive. Now they have bully pits. Okay, bully pits are shorter to the ground, a little more stocky, bigger bone. They're not as dog aggressive. They've bred out the dog aggression. So you have the look of a pit bull, a strong fighting dog or whatever, but these dogs are not necessarily dog aggressive. Interesting. I mean? Unless somebody makes them that way. Sure. Puts it back into them, but they were specifically bred to take the dog aggression out.
Yeah, I never knew that. That's interesting. Yeah, actually, my man Daylight actually breeds bully pits. Yeah, he showed me a few pictures. They're kind of crazy looking too. Like
I think I'm actually in the market for a new dog, man. I lost my boy. Yeah. And man, that shit hurts, but I think I'm ready now.
I mean, you've been to my house before, so you've seen my Rottweiler. Yeah, like once you get like a 'Cause I used to have little dogs, but once you get a really
real
big,
dog.
a real dog, you really have a connection with those dogs. So I definitely feel your pain on that one.
Gucci's absolutely the boogeyman of hip hop. Like, it's just certain individuals you just know that at any given moment it could go left.
Right.
Gucci's one of them. T.I.'s one of them. I told y'all that before. I don't know why y'all keep acting like T.I. ain't Gucci level crazy. Maybe
T.I. is Gucci level crazy.
Gucci might be T.I. level crazy.
You mean to tell me that if I walked up to your mother right in front of you and shot her in the face, and then I left the country and you can't get to me, you wouldn't tell the police?
Hell no, where your mama stay at?